Yo, it's your boy Pasadena, and we're back with another episode of Swampland TV podcast. Hey, and we have another one. We have an extraordinaire, we have a competitor, we have a commentator, we have a man of many facets. We got my homie Combo online now. What up, Combo?
Dude, what's up, man? Super excited to be here, be a part of this. How you doing, dude?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. I'm just chilling out, man. On some evening vibes, man. Glad to get to catch up with you, man. You're the man of the hour right now, especially, man. Been getting ready to travel international Jones, man. Commentating, doing your thing, bigging up on the FGC, man. How you been feeling?
Dude, I'm really excited. This is the kind of stuff that I've been wanting to do for years, really, on end. And I thought, okay, once I start going to college, this is my time. This is my freedom. I can go and do it. Doesn't quite work that way. Things didn't line up super well. But, now I'm out of college. I'm on my own for real this time. Got a job and everything. Now's the time I can really start kicking into gear.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's kick this one into gear. Let's kick it into gear. I'm excited for you, bro, for real. Super. So you already know. Here, we just jump right into it, man. Like straight up on the FGC vibe, on the nerd vibe, just to like pick your brain and start it off, man. But we want to know, what was the first game you couldn't put down? Like the very first one that you were like, this is
like, we're talking fighting games or like video games?
Any game in general, any game. But if it's a fighting game, you can throw the fighting game out there too.
Man, this is a hard one. I'm gonna have to rack through memories real quick. There's a couple key franchises I grew up with that definitely got me sucked every time. I'll put it between two. Right, one is, so I've always been a Nintendo guy growing up. 100% of the time, I've been Nintendo from the beginning. I got a hand-me-down Game Boy from one of our neighbors for one of my flights over to India, since it's like 14 hours one way. And my parents like, well, maybe some entertainment would be nice. So I got a copy, like a hand-me-down copy of Pokemon Red and a Game Boy, and I actually didn't even like it. I was like, man, this game low-key sucks. I was like, not a fan. But eventually got into Pokemon proper with Pokemon Emerald. And that really hit it off for me. I'm like, man, Emerald's great. But it wasn't until the DS era where I felt like I was old enough to really understand like the full capacity of what a video game could be and be like, man, this is everything I wanted. So games like Platinum and Heart Gold Soul Silver, Black and White, like that kind of era of Pokemon, 2008, 2010, right? That was going absolutely crazy for me. But as a parallel there, right? 2008, 2010. We also had the release of Super Smash Brothers Brawl. In 2008, right, for the Wii.
And that's I played that. I graduated in 2008, bro. So it's like 2008, 2009, 2010. That's like between me graduating and then me starting to work at GameStop. So it's all those moments, and I totally peep what you're saying about we weren't even at proper age, really. Some of us, like, and I know you're just a little younger than me, but like, it's like not being able to fully understand the universe, the huge universe of Pokemon, to be able to be like, no, this is it. And then by the time Heart Gold comes out and Soul Silver comes out, and remember they had the little Pokeball the
Pokewalker. I lost that on a school field trip, man.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. It's tough. It was rough out here, man.
It's so easy to lose, bro.
It is, dude. It is. Yeah, man. That era was absolutely fantastic. Same thing. 2009 Mario Kart Wii. So my Wii ended up becoming the de facto go-to party machine. I'd always invite other kids from the neighborhood to pull up to my place. We'd chill in the basement. Got my Wii going with Brawl and Mario Kart. And then within, a couple months, every kid on the block had one. Right, it's like, this is the thing that we had to have, and I'm like, man, this is it. So Brawl, Super Smash Brothers Brawl, that's got to be, I feel like, where a lot of my love for appreciating what video games are, video game history is. That all started from Brawl, so I'd say that's probably the most influential game that I just kept on playing, right? You got all these trophies from different games. You have the demos. You can play demos of classic games from back in the 90s, man. It's just they sell virtual console titles too. They got so much lore. The Subspace Emissary and all the huge roster of characters back then. I was also a big Sonic fan growing up, and so the Sonic reveal for that game and me just going on the website every day, right, the Brawl Dojo, and be like, dude, they're gonna put Sonic in this game. They're putting Shadow as an assist trophy. I could not put that down, man. I could not put that
Sonic
down.
Was so troll, bro. Like, he goes gold and just zip zop across the screen the whole time. It's like, bro, this is insane. You played Sonic on Brawl, huh?
Yeah, I was definitely a Brawl Sonic man. Yeah, dude, 100%. Until I got into competitive Smash a couple years later, like proper, right?
Yeah.
growing up, I was a full Sonic fan. Now, once I actually got into Smash stuff, I was like, I'm not playing Sonic, bro. Ain't no way. And I became more of a Marth guy myself. They're big Swordy and big Fire Emblem fan. But
my boy, that's what I'm talking about, boy. That's what I'm talking about.
All to the king,
I like the Fire Emblem boys, Marth, man. I'm a Ike guy. Ike Turnip. Okay. That's what I call him. Ike Turnip.
I see it.
Big heavy sword swanger, man.
Sometimes that's all you need, bro. Yeah, gets the job done nice and clean.
No,
but yeah, Brawl was it for me. Pokemon and Smash, like growing up, the iterations back then, those were it for me. I still keep up with both to this day. Like those both have left like an impossible to quantify impact on me on my life.
Yes, I think about that. I thought about that the other day because I was like, dude, what if like, you know, you think of your favorite creators. It's like, what if X person didn't exist at all? Like, what if they didn't do what they, you know, what if they chose a whole different life trajectory? And you're like, fuck, bro, that would have changed the whole universe.
Dude, yeah, like the butterfly effect would be absolutely crazy.
It's crazy on some of these people, bro. It's really insane. So like, that's a thing. So I'm gonna segue into the next question with all that. Since we're talking about, bro, I feel like this might have been it. Like, what even more so, what was the first game that you competed in, and then what are all the games you have competed in? So
all right.
It's two questions, but it's one question.
It's two
questions.
So to say I properly competed, oh man. All right. So I go into a little bit of my own little esports history.
Let's do it.
So growing up as a kid, right? I've always be, you know, I'm part of a like immigrant Indian family, and it's kind of like, you know, studies are important. We're surrounded by other Indian families as well, but I was always the one that was the most into games. So like sometimes I get like a little shunned for it, kind of. I can feel a bit of distaste from the parents, type of thing, right? Even my parents are like not necessarily the biggest fan of it either. But it's like as long as I got my stuff done, got my job done, you know, did well at school, that whole thing, right? Wasn't completely like unsocialized and unable to talk to people. It's like, it's fine. You know, people kind of overlooked it. It's like, you know what? He's not far gone. It's like, okay. But I can always kind of felt that, had a bit of that underdog syndrome.
A little black sheep, you know?
Yeah, a little bit. So I'm just kind of like, man, you know, video games are so awesome. And of course I grew up, you know, playing Pokemon. So I just end up exploring, you know, online forums and stuff for Pokemon too. I ended up myself on the Cerebi.net forums. That's where I started to run into other competitive Pokemon players. Right. And that's when I started learning about the different metas that are there, right? There's the active online, like Smogan meta, right? Where they all play singles and they decide how they want to play the game themselves. And then there's also the official Pokemon Company hosted international events all over the world.
Yes.
Right. You pull up, it's in doubles format, that whole thing. So I started learning about both a little bit. I was like, man, these official tournaments, like this is awesome. You
and
know,
that's mind blowing. That's mind blowing as a kid, man.
That stuff is crazy, right? But then sometime around 2012, I got into League of Legends. One of my friends got me into it. And then when I got into League, I'm like, okay, you know, this is a fun little online game I can play with my friends, like whatever, right? Then the esports scene for that really picked up, right? And they started, I was watching the season 3 finals in 2013. It's kind of like a house party with my friends. So for one, there's this surreal, it's very surreal, right? Where it's like, hold up, we are watching like a multi-million-dollar event where these teams have traveled from across the world. I think they're both Asian teams, if I remember correctly.
They probably were.
I think they're both Korean teams. Oh my goodness! Definitely one of them was SKT1. I think the other was like a Samsung team. So yeah, I think they're both Korean. Yeah. It was both Korean teams in the finals here of like, you know, the World Championships of season 3. Right? I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Then they open up with like a live performance. Right? They got like Limp Bizkit out there. They got like musicians out there. Right?
They're rolling.
Dude, they were for real making this. But the thing that really got me was that our friend's dad was watching with us too. He was sitting with the rest of us and also just watching, just like taking it like a show, like it was like a football halftime show or something.
That's so sick.
And
that's
so
next level.
Where it got to me. It's like,
we're here.
Esports, this could be something. Like this is it, man. Like this could be it, right? Yes. But this is still me observing from far away. Maybe we did a couple little fun mock tournaments. Right. Again, we're still kids. We're like 13, 14 at this point. Right. And it's like, oh, you know, what if we got a team together, start queuing on ranked and we get like silver or something? Like we would just be like, whatever. Right. It's like we think it's cool. We weren't breaking any like new ground or anything like that, though. Then I'm sitting in my basement, 2000. It might have been early 2014, actually. Right. I'm painting a car for engineering class. I'm hating it. I'm like, I hate this. I want to pull up my iPad, watch the video on the YouTube. And this is what really changed my life. I stumbled into the Smash Bros documentary.
Yes, go. Let's go.
That it just came out a couple months before that, right? We're currently in the Smash 4 hype cycle as well. You know, they got a couple Nintendo Directs going, a couple character announcements. And so I sit down, I watch the entire Smash Bros documentary. Right? I think I did all in one sitting too. As a little 7th grader in my basement, I'm like, this is it. This is exactly what I want. I completely understand the way it crafted a sense of community, how it portrayed the Melee community as a bunch of underdogs who just wanted to make it, because that's exactly what it was, right? And then they end up traveling to Japan. They travel to Hawaii. They're going coast to coast here, right? They're also just a bunch of people, right? Nothing crazy. No one's got big money. They just love the game.
Yeah.
And that passion makes them do incredible things.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, man, this is beautiful. It's genuinely like an art form just to see this all develop. The Smash Bros. Documentary, I owe everything to that, because that is what convinced me, like, okay, I got to make this real. I installed Project M on my 2 GB SD card, right? I started taking my friend's house and be like, yo, we haven't played Smash in a while. Let's play some Smash.
Let's play some Brawl, Smash, right? Bro.
And I put in Project M as the SD card. People are like, yo, what is this? Right? Not a lot of people were like super vibing with it, but it was funny. I was a bit of an experiment on my end. I just want to see what's going on, right? But then later that year, 2014, I ended up moving to Texas. And my whole life restarts, right? Everyone left behind. I gotta go, right? Yeah, I'm up in Minnesota before, growing up in the Midwest. Now I'm hopping down all the way to the deep south, right? I moved to Austin, Texas. So then it's like, okay, well, I'm starting fresh. What can I do? First day, met a bunch of friends off the back of me still playing League of Legends. But I wasn't super in with it anymore. I was kind of like, I kind of play, but I'm not like super feeling it, But the Smash 4 hype is real at that point, right? It's getting really close to that game's launch.
Yes.
And so I basically become an unofficial Nintendo salesman at that point. I'm like, yo, everybody pull up. Yo, Smash 4, this is going to be absolutely crazy. You guys remember, bro, when we were kids? We were like 8? Nah, this is it. This is absolutely, we all got to pull up. And I got so many people to buy Wii U's. I got so many people to buy 3DS's. Everyone picked up a copy of the game the moment it launched. And that is where my real friend group like began. Right? Like the people I play League with, it's not like they were also super chill. I just wasn't like super close with them. The Smash people, those were my people. Yeah. And to this day, I want to say it's been over 9 years later now. We are still super tight. Every single one of us, we're still really deep in contact. I still talk to them pretty much every day, that whole group. Like, these guys are my people, right? So Smash, it saved me when I was coming in across the country starting fresh. I was on my own, and this thing, it helped me give me a community right away. And that's, again, the beauty of it. From there, I became, for a little bit, right, I was actually the best player around a little bit. I was kind of like, okay, you know what? Having a good time. But then, as there is someone, on the throne, there's got to be challenges rising up. The challenger, right? So you know how the Melee scene has their own, the 5 gods, right?
Of course. So
we thought, after a couple months of duking it out, we kind of figured out there's kind of maybe 5 of us that stand up a little above the rest. We decided to consider ourselves, make our own little section of these 5 gods as well.
Oh man, y'all were the Hokage.
Great time, dude. Yeah, we were having a great time, but we still kept it within us. It's like this is late 2014. We pull up on a Smash Club. We get our middle school to run a Smash Club. I start running tournaments. I become a TO. Right, I'm just running tournaments for my friends. I go to parties for birthdays. I run tournaments there. 12-man brackets, 20-man brackets, whatever it is, I'm running tournaments, right? And of course, I'm competing.
Bro, that's sick.
Usually get like top 3-ish, top 4-ish, right? I would hope anyway. But my friends, they were getting mad good, man. It's like they were grinding too. We were having a great time, supporting each other, having a good time.
Bro, so you helped build the community there, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's sick. That's super sick, bro.
I pride myself on it just a bit, yeah. But I'm honestly more prideful of the friend group we made, right? Not everyone is really stuck with Smash at this very time, but we're all with one each other. We're all as close as we've ever been, type of thing. And that's the stuff. That's where I'm like, I've really made something good here, right? But it's like, it wasn't just me, right? It's like I had a hand in making this happen. And the thing is, I was new too. Everyone else that I'm hanging out with now, or I'd be back then, like these guys in my Texas group, right? They all grew up here. They all, like, a lot of them knew each other from middle school or like elementary school, that whole thing, right? So it's like I come in complete stranger. Yeah. But somehow I help make this glue to help pull everyone together, and we just kind of stuck together from then on, man. I never felt like I was an outsider. I never felt like I was different. I was in with them, and these guys are my goats, man. They're my homies. They're my ride or die, and I expect to have them around for the rest of my life. Like these guys are my homies.
That's so tight, bro. That's
but
really what it is.
It's not over yet. We haven't started just yet, actually. Because again, you guys was the first game I competed in. See, we haven't got there yet.
Yeah. Okay. See. Still time. It's still time. FGC's on the rise, man. Everything's up right now for the fighting games, for real, man. It's beautiful to see, and it's like people are Earth needs third places to be. Like again,
Oh yeah,
people go to
100%.
work, they go to home, and then they go where. So it's like they really need their actual communities, like their actual ones, where people,
100%.
everybody can pull up to just vibe.
Yeah, I
You know
can
what I mean?
elaborate on that a little bit more too in a
Mhm.
bit due to my current situation because I just moved to Seattle, right, like
Yeah.
a couple months ago. And again, it's a fresh start. But we'll get there.
Fresh
We'll get
start.
there.
Hey,
That
but
comes,
we
that
here.
comes
You
later in
can
the
you
timeline.
give it you pull it up, man. Hey, for you guys, just saying combo. So we run a little, virtual fighter, offline in Seattle, and combo is pulled up, and it was super dope. He came with the cool energy, man. Super super dope guy, man. That's how we got here. That's how we got here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You've been a blast to hang out with the running and do at PAX West too. Like, dude, this is great.
Man, that was
you
sick.
like gold medal? You want to take a picture of me like I was some sort of celebrity? Like, oh man.
Yeah,
Dude.
I'm gonna hype you up, bro. I'm gonna hype you up, bro. You just won a whole tournament. Man's won Pokken Tournament. It's like, bro, people don't just win tournaments, bro. It doesn't work like that. It's not supposed to work like that. It's not supposed to work like that, bro. I just know what's up, man. So that's just me. I'm a pass the energy. That's
For sure.
For sure. All right, next question. So, so on the flip side of all this, what I mean? What was the first event you ever commentated?
Okay. So, kind of go a little bit later into my history. I guess I should probably wrap that up a little bit on where things went for that competition side. Yeah. My bad. But basically, early 2015, right? And throughout 2015, we're all hanging out. Then our local library decides to, hey, let's host a Smash tournament. So my friends and I pull up on this library. They're doing free for alls. They're definitely not playing competitive rule set, but it's all good, right? We're like, we can beat a lot of these kids, right? It's no big deal. Yeah. One dude pulls up, beats everybody, claims the gold medal easily, and it's part of a circuit too. So they qualified for the finals at the actual downtown branch. We were still in the suburbs, right?
Everybody's
and so we got
up now.
Obliterated by this guy, right? But then after the fact, this guy's like, "Hey, you guys are pretty good. You should pull up to the local." And we're like, "What's a local? Like what do you mean by that?"
Local?
And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, we run tournaments over at this shop. It's called Mothership Games. You guys should pull up. You guys are cool." And we're like, "Oh. Okay." This guy's name was Rusty. I have not seen this man in years, but this guy changed everything for us because then we were like, oh shoot, these are real tournaments. Yeah. And so we started going to this Mothership Games. I forgot what day of the week it was, but we get carpool. One of our parents in Polk, because we're like freshmen in high school at this point. we're still real young. Yeah. And so when our parents are carpool, we start going and we start 0-2ing to 2-2ing at max. It's like, oh my goodness, man, these people are real at this game. And that's where it began, right? Smash 4. That's what it was. And we started traveling out of region 2. None of us were super, super good at max. We maybe 3-2, 4-2 in bracket type of thing, right? I don't think we got any PR wins, anything like that. But we were having a great time practicing amongst ourselves.
Yeah, learning, getting in the nitty gritty.
And then be we start planning carpools. We're going out of region. We're driving 3 hours away to go to a different city. And this is a regional. Dude, this is lit. And we start meeting face to face to people we consider top players. And we're like, this is sick, right? But then, all right, Smash 4 rides its course. This early 2016, right? Corn and Bayonetta just came out. Right, and then people are like, oh my goodness, this Bayonetta character is crazy, right? Then Smash 4 goes on a bit of a down tour, whatever, right? But that's, I want to say it was either January or February 2016. March 18th, 2016, Pokken Tournament releases for the Wii U. And I was there day one, right? I was literally there from day one because I'm a huge Pokemon fan. They make a Pokemon fighting game. There's no way I'm not going to be there, right? Call back over to me saying Pokemon Emerald is the first Pokemon game I really liked. Yeah. I always pick fire. I'm a big fire guy. I picked the fire type, started torching, right? Final four, Blaziken. Blaziken is my man.
Sick. Blaziken's sick. One of the best. One of the dopest designed. It's that's who we expected to. It feels like they made the game for him and Lucario type vibe,
Yeah, exactly. And funny enough, back in 2013 when they teased the game, they only showed Blaziken and Lucario.
Yeah,
on the Ryu and the Ken, man. It's right there.
Yeah, really was.
It's right there.
I feel like I was working at GameStop a little bit. Wasn't I? don't even remember. Maybe I was in there I was working in there after I left, but I was tripping off that. I was like, "Are you guys serious? Tekken and Pokemon."
It's the sickest thing in the world, dude. Yeah, so I was there day one, and I really grinded that game, and then the rest is history from there. Then that's why became relatively decent. Some people may say "quote unquote" top player. I don't know if I sometimes use that. Depends, right? But I was
he had a
gold
medal when I seen him. He had a gold medal when I seen him. You guys, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
Fair enough. Yeah, I got to know the community real tight, and that was it. That was my real FGC break-in, right? That's when I was like, I mean, other people, like, I care about national results. I'm practicing with people around the globe. Like, this is it. Pokken Tournament, that was my real FGC introduction, and I'm here now.
That's sick, man.
But in terms of other games I've competed in as well, to, I guess, quickly glance over, so yeah, there's Pokken, and they also released Pokken DX, right, over in the latter half 2017, played a lot of that. Then Smash Ultimate came out late 2018, played a bunch of that. Then Guilty Gear Strive was kind of the next one. I took, I wasn't really playing a whole lot. From Smash Ultimate to Guilty Gear. That was like June 2021, I want to say.
Strive was up, though.
But, yeah, I pulled up on Strive, and I had a great time competing for that summer. I was like, dude, the Strive game is lit. Got some top 3s at some locals, top 8 at some others, and almost, making top 8 at regionals. Type of stuff, and I'm like, that's great.
Legit. That's legit. Yeah, that's legit.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah, that's fun.
After Strive,
You're a part of everything. You're in the mix. You're in the whole mix. Yeah, I come on. I do a little top 8. I do a little. Nah, bro, you're in the mix.
I mean, how locals? It's like, it's nothing super crazy, but it's like I'm trying to play the game. It's like
having fun. Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. And then yeah, Street Fighter came out. And I played a bit of Street Fighter. I haven't super clicked in, dove on it yet. Like this summer's kind of been pretty crazy for me, and I just haven't felt that strong drive. But I love the game. Street Fighter 6 is fantastic. You already know we ran some sets. First time at you. It was a good time.
Actually.
That's. But I would say the majority of my competitors' experience would be 85% Pokken Tournament and maybe 10% Guilty Gear and 5% Smash type of thing.
Word type vibe, man. Hey, but it's all good because see, that's all the stuff you can use to commentate all those games.
Oh, yeah. So let's segue on over to the next question, right?
And that's the thing.
First event that I commentated. So back in 2016, we're trying to run locals here in Austin. Yeah. And what I would help do is we'd pull up to the back of this anime shop that would happen to just give us venue space. And I would bring my laptop and I would try to run streams for it and help TO and also compete all at the same time for this event. So I'd have the challenge brackets, and I would bring my terrible laptop. I'd bring one singular headset and prop the mic up where both people have to kind of lean over on the headset. That's flat on the table with the mic being up. It's super stuffed, super low quality. But again, I was a high schooler. There's not a whole lot else I could have done at the time. But it was just my passion, man. I was like, I want to do this. I want to help out. I want to be a part of this. And we did it. I got with the help of some friends, got some overlays together as well. And we're just updating scores. We're running stream matches, and we're having a great time. So effectively, I was helping, commentate locals for the stream that I would set up, while I'm competing, while I'm helping TO, that kind of thing.
Straight like that.
So very, very small scale. Yeah, it's but you're doing it though.
But you're doing it though. It's small scale, but that's so fire. You're literally being the seed. You're literally being the guy. It's like, nah, let's do it. That's the true TO. That's the true TO, man.
I appreciate it. I wasn't the only TO. We all kind of help out with different responsibilities, but I was the mainstream guy.
Yeah,
I was the mainstream guy for sure. My stuff, my equipment, that kind of thing. So then you scale up, right? Within Texas, Pokken, it's okay, now I start getting some regionals. I went to this regional in San Antonio. They let me cast that. I was like, you know what? This is awesome. I love this, right? And so now, early 2017, right? We got DreamHack Austin 2017 pop up. And I'm like, I'm so interested, man. I'm trying to see if I can make this happen for you. Can I really be a commentator? I'm local. You don't got to pay me. I just want to do this because I want to do this type of thing, right? I'm only 16 years old, but it's dude, get me on there. 16. And thankfully, they were down for it. So DreamHack Austin 2017 was my first big event as a commentator where I was commentating Pokken Tournament. I loved it. I absolutely adored it. It was great.
That is so tight, dude. That is so tight. 16 doing DreamHack. That's nice. That's stats. And that's good experience. Came in with 100%. The experience. Came in with the big dog experience, man. So look, you say you were 16, then who do you feel were your inspirations leading up till then? Did you have any inspirations for commentating, or were you just thugging it and winging it, and then on the side being like, yeah, I kind of got I peeped this a little mic skill from him or whatever?
I would say honestly, yeah, I was a lot more of a thugger and winger myself. I would just pull up on the mic and be like, I'm gonna talk about the game, right? Because I was also competing at a fairly high level at the time, so it's I have decent insight of what's going on. At least I know what the interactions are happening, what the different Pokemon's moves are and stuff like that, right? They got the longer move lists a little bit, got a bit of that Tekken inspiration. Not as long as Tekken, anything close, but definitely longer than something like Smash. So still something I have to scale up a little bit. But yeah, besides that, I definitely really, really appreciated a lot of the Melee OGs. right? Of course, we all know like the Wombo Combo, that ain't Falco clip, right? We got like waffles
Oh
out there, homemade waffles,
no,
right? Going
Falco.
crazy, right? That ain't Falco.
Yeah,
Prague
I don't know what
also is
that
an
is.
OG. Right, I love the Melee commentators. I really loved them. But within
Mhm.
Pokken too, there was a commentator and also a competitor. Oh, just great community, figurehead and leader. Just a wonderful dude all around. His tag was Burnside. And he was just a fantastic, amazing guy. Every time we don't get to talk like super often, we're like one on one, but every time we did get to talk to each other, whether it was like a private setting or like out just meeting at an event or something like that, this dude's always been the most genuine, down to earth, awesome dude. But on the mic, he's a killer. His analysis is second to none. Like he is just ridiculous. He knows so much of what's going on. He's catching so many players' habits, talking about so many unique situations, and he says it so well. I love the dude. So I felt honored to be considered like someone kind of at not exactly as equal, but like in the same sphere of like, oh, we're commentating big Pokken events. I don't even think we ever got to cast together. But I was like, dude, just the fact I get to be around this, like, dude, this guy is
Yeah,
amazing.
that's
I love
respect.
this
That's
dude.
respect. That's when you
Yeah.
know they're real good. That's what I think about the good commentators. Like yeah, you can
Mm.
kick the entertainment, like that's fun too, but like when you can really dissect the players and what they're doing and all the interactions and the conversations in the fighting, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, you're
That's
yeah,
they know what they're
yeah,
doing.
yeah. You know what they talk about. You know what you're talking about right there.
100%, man. 100%.
You know what he talking about right there. But look, check. So look, do you have because we're heading there. We have so many new games coming out. We have new games
Mm.
out now. And in the fighting game community, the Smash community in general, it's just everything's getting shooken up. So like it's a lot of new
Oh, yeah.
blood out here. So do you have any advice for anybody that's interested in getting into commentary? Any of that? What's up? What's up?
I gotta say that within esports, I feel like FGC and Smash is like a way easier place to kind of break in, at least at a low level,
Mhm.
compared to other esports, right, which are a lot more online dominated. Whether it be FPS, MOBAs, RTS, whatever else, right? Because everything's going to be online, there's a massive sea pool of applicants around, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm hosting this amateur league tournament, right? Who wants to commentate? We have 4 slots. So you're going to have like 50 people applying, right? And it's like, oh my
Mhm.
goodness, how am I going to get in if I have no experience? Like, what am I going to do, right? So compared to that, FGC and Smash, big thing that we do a lot of, right, is local presence, right? We
Mhm.
got these offline events. We got these smaller scale things that aren't just going to have hundreds of people, at there or applying or competing at the same time. It's like you might got your group of 15, got your group of 20, that
Yep.
kind of thing. If there happens to be a stream, that's your chance, man. You just pull up, start talking about the game. Just start seeing what you see, get someone to come up with you. You guys bounce back and forth, have a good time, and
Mm.
see if that's what you want to do. Just pull up to your locals. Hopefully it's open mic, right? Some of these bigger locals, I know they got a list. I know they're kind of exclusive about who they want. So sometimes you got to find some of the smaller locals, right? And then there's
Yeah.
also that delicate balance of smaller local, but still has a stream, because
Yep.
not all of them are going to have a stream type of thing either, right? So
Yep.
they can
Yep.
still get a little iffy. It's not perfect. It's
It's
really hard to be
levels.
perfect.
It's levels.
But yeah, if you could get involved, if you could do what I did, kind of, and get involved in building a scene, building a community. Like, let's say you go to like a middle school, a high school, or a college, where there's not a really big FGC or Smash scene, but you kind of got some people interested, right? You just start. Even if you have like 4 people, just start. Have something. Run your own tournaments, right? Start casting your own stuff. Start being a broadcast producer, whatever it is. These skills can transition and add up to something big. You can pivot off into whatever you want in the same field or in other fields too, because this exemplifies diversity, exemplifies a sense of drive and passion and discipline. Like, there's so much to it where you just got to try. If you can build it up from nothing and you got a couple people to help you out, go for it. Otherwise, yeah, find a local, hop on the mic, then just climb the ladder from there, right? Local level, you start spamming it, right? You go 1,
Yeah.
you go 2, you start getting known around,
You
right?
start
Meet
getting
up with
older.
your TOs, start tacking around. Then it's like, okay, if your TOs are going to start hosting regionals, or if they have friends hosting regionals,
Yeah.
see if they can put in a good word for you. See if you can go hop up and be like, hey, I do all these locals and I know some regional, but if you could give me like a pools block, I'd love to be a part of this, man. Right? That kind of thing. You just have to keep climbing the ladder. Right? Then you
Yeah.
start with pools at regionals. Then you start doing top 32.
Bam.
Then you
And
start
that's
doing
when it's
top
real.
16.
That's when
Then
it's
you start doing
real.
top 8, right?
When you
And then
start
it's
doing
like,
that
okay,
top
doing
8.
top
Once
8
you're
at
once you're
regionals?
doing top 8 at the regionals, you're
There
getting
you go.
up. Yeah.
And that is got breaking that barrier into the next level. That is where it gets dicey. Right? Now it's like, okay, I'm trying to do pools at majors. Like, okay. See, now majors are what people are going to start traveling from everywhere. That's what you're start going to have again. That whole sea of applicants, right? They got, for example, the huge international event I cast this past weekend, right, for Port Priority 8 for Smash. I want to say it had, I forgot exactly number. Somewhere in the range of like 50 applicants, maybe more. I don't exactly remember. It was like 50
That's
to 80,
a lot.
something crazy, right? But they've taken 16, which is still a lot. Right, 16 commentators is a huge amount. Most of the majors, like I don't know if they're all going to be going for 16, right? But maybe in the range of 10, hopefully, maybe just 8. Like I don't know.
Evo has a lot. Spots. Evo has a lot right now. Like
true.
Last year,
Evo's got a bunch of games.
But it's like the majors, like Combo Breaker, Evo,
Frosties,
bam, like where it's multiple commentators. But
true.
Everybody else,
big community coming out for a bunch of games. That's true.
But everybody else, though, you guys. Sometimes it might just be 2 guys. Sometimes it might just be 2 guys the whole time. Sometimes you never know.
Yeah, but just try to build yourself up from your local scene. Like for example, again, you get good with TO. One of the TOs just happens to be big part of hosting one of these majors, right? Like that is a big vouch in your favor type of thing, right? And I'm not trying to say abuse connections, but it's more like build your own community, build your own following, people that are willing to vouch for you type of thing, right? You don't have to, talk up to them and be like, yo, I'm a commentator. Can you like help me out, please? You do your thing. And if you're good enough, people will follow.
Yeah,
people will follow. People be like, yo, you're good. We want you. We want to help out. We want to see if we can make something happen, right? And that's something you earned. I feel like there's a difference between you trying to suck up and force connections versus you doing your thing and people being like, hey, dude, like, I want to help you out. You're doing some good stuff out there type of thing.
Bam. That's real. That's the real word of mouth. That's the real cosign. That's the real vibe.
You earned that, man. You earned that.
That's really the honest truth. That's the honest truth. Bro, that's the vibe, man. Shoot, see those are my questions right there, bro. Anything else you wanna cover, man? We gonna wrap this thing up now. We in here. I'm glad to have you here, bro, and chopping it up, man. Shout out who you want to shout out, bro.
I mean, like, much love to the FGC at large, really. And like again, right? Let's talk about that third place real quick. As an idea that we brought up from before. So
come on.
Seattle, right?
Yeah.
And I'm starting fresh, right? I'm going to work. I'm feeling the 9-to-5 grind, right? I come home and I'm just like, dude, I got nobody. I have my tiny studio apartment. I got no space. I got nothing going on, man. The weather sucks. It's permanently cloudy and rainy. I don't even want to go outside. There's no sunlight. Man, what has my life become, man? Like, is this really what I work towards? Type of thing. And of course, there's a lot of life changes going on at once. You got to walk it through. You got to think through it, that kind of thing. But a big part of that is finding a community, finding that third place, And it's, again, like modern day life has taken that away from so many people, I feel. It's just not accessible the same way it used to be. Kids aren't playing out in the neighborhood streets as much as they used to be type of thing, People aren't pulling up and rolling up to the mall or the stores just to hang out, right? It's like they're trying to get kicked out. You got to buy something. Things are getting expensive. It's like, man. It's just a whole different world these days. I think tech's a big part of it. Tech is definitely a big part of it. People can get their relatively limited, but still solid, right, social interaction online, and they start to feel like, well, maybe this is all I need. There's nothing wrong with having online social interaction. I think it's beautiful. It's a great way where I keep in touch with so many different people. But I feel like you still do need to balance it with something a little bit more grounded in your reality. You're going outside, you're breathing in that real air, you're seeing people, you're seeing life for what it is instead of being cooped up in your own four walls the whole time.
Come on.
That's the kind of stuff. So me coming to Seattle, me being like, dude, I got nothing, to like, okay, well, now I got some free time. Now I have a bit more, money as well. Let me try to see if I can make this commentary thing really work. And so now I'm pulling up to FGC locals. I'm pulling up to Smash locals. And for the first couple events, for me, honestly, despite the fact that I'm a commentator, I'm really shy. I really struggle to start conversations with people. Like, I'm so scared to just walk up and be like, hey, what's up? Or you're like, oh, good set, man. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm really good at, like, I feel like I'm a pretty solid, conversationalist.
You are.
But I need to respond. I can't be the one to initiate. It throws me for a loop every time, man.
I feel that.
So it's like, first couple events, I just stood around like a complete NPC for like 2-3 hours until it was my commentary block. They'll put out a banger block. And then I step off and a couple people are like, hey, wait. You're like really good, dude. And I'm like, dude, I thank you. I appreciate it. We talked for a bit, but since I'm probably doing top 8, that's the night. we're all going home. So I head back home. But one day, right, same event where I ran into you actually, PAX West.
Yeah, PAX
one
West.
of the TOs and well-known kind of figureheads in the Seattle Smash scene, she just kind of walked up to me and she was like, "Hey, I recognize you. Who are you?" Right, and she got the ability where she could go run up to people, she could start talking to people, but sometimes she's not super confident about like keeping a conversation going, right? But that's where I came in clutch, right? Where it's like, okay, you start the conversation, I can keep it rolling, and suddenly we just hit it off. We were talking for hours. Right?
That's
and she was like, I need to introduce you to everybody in Smash Seattle scene. You're like super cool. We got to get you in on stuff. And from then on, she's just like, she's telling me like, hey, we're going to this event. You want to ride? Like, we're doing this. You want to ride? Like, we want to hang out?
That's
and
up,
I'm just like,
bro.
oh my goodness,
and it's up, dude. Because Seattle,
she actually
man,
clutched for me, man. And then like,
it's
from there,
really
I met a bunch of other
clutch,
people,
man. It's really dope.
and it's
The
like
Smash
so many
community is
amazing
big
people,
out here.
man. Yeah, dude, so many cool people. So from there, it's like I built my third place here. Right, I found it. It's like now my day-to-day routine feels so much better, right? I still got a lot of Discord time on me. I still keep in touch with my Texas homies. But it's also like, you know, I'm doing stuff in person, right? My birthday was just a couple days ago. I got dinner with a couple friends. Right, yesterday I met up with
it was. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Dude, thanks, bro. It's been a great, wonderful time. Ever since I went back to Texas for a week, give myself a mental reset. Come back here to Seattle equipped with vitamin D supplements.
Yes.
My life's been changed, man.
Yes.
Like everything has been so much better here. I got a social life. I'm feeling physically good. Like,
and you're
good,
doing
man.
your thing, and you're about to, man. You let the people know what you got coming with the commentary, man. You're making moves right now. You're making moves now. Let them know. Let them know.
So I got a couple of things in the works. Definitely nothing I can like formally announce. Like, oh yeah, I'm definitely do this.
But
at least for one thing that
nothing
is
too
public,
crazy,
right? We got Grand Slam 14, which I believe is going to be the last Grand Slam. Really big Smash. I think it's supposed to be like a kind of a monthly, bi-monthly type of thing, but it's effectively become like a pretty sizable regional at this point. Over 250 entrants. Over up in Vancouver, or near Vancouver. It's in BC. I think it's in Richmond, if I remember correctly. One of those two cities over in BC. So my first time commentating out of country. Right, that's the whole bit. You know, I'm going international, even though it's like a 3-4 hour drive away, which I did like constantly over in Texas.
Yes.
Like I'm like, you know what? This is big. I'm adding up to it.
It's big.
But besides that, other events I know I'm going to be heading to, not necessarily commentating at, is one real big one is over going to be, I believe, December 8th through 11th, maybe 8th through 10th, over in Vegas for Riot Games Teamfight Tactics official LAN event over in Vegas. So I'm gonna be there just to support some homies. I was gonna have a great time. Got a hotel with 7 of my buddies, and I'm down to just, you know, if anyone else is pulling up that happens to be FGC, I know a couple people already are. I definitely plan to meet up and hang out with them. Then the next following weekend, just a week later, so I want to say like 15 through 17 type of thing. Over in San Antonio, there's gonna be official Pokemon San Antonio regionals. So if you're, you know, VGC competitor, TCG competitor, whatever, going to be down in San Antonio. Also going to be hanging out there, just vibes, supporting some friends, just being there for the good tournament esports experience, you know. And then next year, Frosty Faustings lined up for sure. Already got my hotel and my ticket and my entry, everything. I'm going to be there 100%. So super excited for Frosty Faustings next year. Yeah, 1,000%, man. I'm going to be there. And I got a bunch of events I'm kind of taking, looking at. So if you guys are interested in what I'm going to be doing in the future, definitely keep your eye on my socials. Keep an eye on @ComboFGC on Twitter, or I guess X, formerly known as Twitter. And I'll definitely be updating people on what I've been up to.
Book my boy for it, you know what I mean? Book my boy for it, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah,
gotta drop a bit of a plug there, you know? Still trying to get some work done.
Plug it. No, that's what we doing, man. I appreciate having you on, man, and vibing and just like nerding out with me, bro, and letting them know what's up. This is good. It's for the culture. It's for us, boys. It's for us, man. Look, it's Swampland TV podcast, and we out of here, all right, y'all? Peace.